All right, and we'll just start there.
Now?
Yeah, I'm recording already.
Okay,
I'm recording already. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's time for the We the Fans. Boomer, I don't know what just happened.
Boomer just
Fell
fell
off
off
the screen. He's like floating.
Boomer's dead. Boomer's dead.
And just his head is
the
alive.
ghost of Boomer.
Boomer is now just a floating head.
He's a floating.
It's probably gonna fall again once somebody texts me.
Week 8 picks from We the Fans Network, We the Fans Podcast, at We the Fans _Ron on Twitter, at We the Fans Network on Instagram. We're going to try and make a separate segment, separate release video, audio every week. Boomer's just gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to work through these difficulties.
Just a sweet day of podcasting.
I don't know what's happening to Boomer. He's rotating around the screen. But we're gonna go through our week 8 picks, whether Boomer is falling off a chair, disappearing, or whatever's going on with
Just a
him.
floating head.
Yeah, if he's just a floating head, we'll still give our picks. Alright, so let's just get into it. It's Thursday. Game's about to start. I got the jersey on. Dolphins, Texans. Nice hat, Mike. They're gonna lose.
Sad.
They're gonna lose.
You think the Dolphins are losing?
Yeah, they're gonna lose. I got the Texans by about probably 10 to 14.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I think the Dolphins are going to lose. I'm not just saying that as a Jet fan. I'm just saying I think the Texans are starting to play good football. I think the Texans, not 10 or 14. I say the Texans win by a field goal or a touchdown. Good game.
Mike?
I'm on the other side, baby. I believe I saw a stat 3 years ago today to the date. We blew out the Texans. I forget what the score was, but it was like it was 28-0 at the end of the highlight that I saw. So it's a lot of revenge games, guys. Osweiler, Lamar Miller. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, Brock Osweiler wasn't the quarterback though.
Yeah, the fact that you're even going to ride or die with Brock Osweiler is just pathetic at all levels. So he's going back to the team that had to pay him a ton of money for being a Joey bag of donuts, and so they're going to all come after him, beat the shit out of him. He set them back a year, but luckily they got Deshaun Watson out of it. But the guy sucks. He's not going to show up for you. Texans win.
Better passer rating as a starter this year than Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God. How many less
attempts? The third guy
attempts?
was. I'm going to ride with a Boomer. Sorry, man.
My
Like,
God.
even I had to laugh at that one.
That's crazy.
2 games.
He's thrown the ball like 30 times.
2 games. Yeah, he's only thrown the ball like 30 times.
I'm the man of the present, and there's the cat. Every single podcast.
This show is not even 5 minutes in, and it's out of fucking control. All right, so we got the 3 of us with Houston, and Mike is the loner with the Dolphins. I wish I could join you, but I don't see it happening. Next game, Sunday, 9:30 a.m. American time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I hate these
They gotta
London
stop
games.
that.
I hate
got
these early
Alshon
games.
Jeffrey going. I can't even watch him. I'm going to be sleeping.
I'm gonna wake up.
I don't want to.
Eagles, Jaguars in London. Boomer, let's start with you.
Jaguars are on a shitty streak. They don't even know who to start between Cody Kessler and Blake Bortles.
They're starting Bortles.
Well, I know, but, if Kessler will probably come in if they're getting their ass kicked again.
He's on a short leash.
Pretty much what I'm saying. And so, Eagles bounce back, win big after they've been having a really bad season.
Mike?
Eagles win this easily. Jacksonville is on a downward spiral. Those London games stink anyway. No chance the Jaguars win.
You didn't have, like, an insignificant stat for it? Kessler when he comes in the game of how he's better than somebody else?
I wish I would have had some Blake Bortles stats. That guy on Twitter is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That Twitter page.
The Blake Bortles stuff? Yeah, it is. It is
It's
pretty
great,
awesome.
man.
Shout out to that person,
Yeah.
whoever you are. Zach,
I
what do you got?
got the Eagles in a blowout. I don't think the Jaguars can figure it out. I think they can't figure out their offense, and now their defense is starting to lose it. Give me the Eagles by at least 20 points.
Yeah,
Blowout. I say blowout.
I'm with you guys. I think you're right. I think it's going to be close to a blowout, about 20 points. I mean, they probably have the best running back whole system in the league when they're all healthy. If they had Fournette, Hyde, and Yeldon all together, I don't know what you would do with that with all 3 of them anyway. but I'm sure Fournette's out again. All they have is the running game. Their receivers are up and down. They had that problem with the injuries before the season started. I'm with you.
It doesn't help that they got rid of Hearns and Robinson.
Right.
It's like, what are you doing?
Well, it also doesn't help the Cowboys either that they got. But
Hey,
I got
speaking
the
of
Eagles by
Fournette,
like
can we
20.
call him a bust now or what?
Who?
Fournette.
No.
Can't call for
How
that.
not?
Little early.
Can you
How
call
not? He
Dalvin
hasn't
Cook a
even- He
bust?
hasn't even played like a full season of games yet since he's been drafted.
Can you call
Like,
Dalvin
add all
Cook a
the seasons
bust?
Single-handedly carried them to the
Got a full
playoffs
season.
last year almost.
Boomer. That's a reach. You look like a ghost right now.
Fantasy-wise, he's a bust. I'll give you that, fantasy-wise. But
Yeah,
No,
Jay,
he's
yeah,
a
why?
bust overall. Yeah, I'm like disappearing right now.
it's,
It's the ghost of Boomer coming to haunt you
It's-
fuckers.
It's for Halloween.
it's like in Back to the Future when they start disappearing from the picture.
Yeah.
That's what you look like. The next game, 1 o'clock, Baltimore Ravens, Carolina Panthers. I think these are two teams that can play as up to any opponent that they play, and they can play down to any opponent they play. I like the Ravens. Give me the Ravens in a tight game. Boom.
Yeah, I agree. The Ravens probably should have won last week, or at least, it tied the game, but I actually had the Saints, so I didn't mind it, but I think they end up bounce back this week and winning.
I had the Saints too, and I wound up winning almost $300. So
It's because you listen to my other podcasts and you won money.
I told you, Boomer, there's no way for you to prove if I did or didn't. So Zach, who you got?
This is a really tough game to pick. Two playoff contenders. Battle of the best kickers in the game. You got Tucker and Gano. I got Gano hitting a 65-yarder this time. As time expires, give me the Panthers.
That's very specific.
Well, because he had a 64-yarder against the Giants. That was going to go a yard past.
Tucker missed an extra point last week, right?
Yes,
For
he
the
did.
first time ever in his
He was
career.
like 232 of 232.
That's crazy. Mike, what do you got?
I got the Panthers, man. Cam is actually passing the ball really well this year. Baltimore plays them tough. Baltimore's defense is definitely on the rise. This is going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the end, but Cam's legs, are going to win this game. He's going to run one in for the win.
So you've got Graham Gano's legs, and you got Cam Newton's legs. All right.
It's getting creepy over there.
Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs, 1 o'clock. I mean, let's just all move along. I think
Right,
this
let's
is
be real here.
four for the Chiefs, please.
Yeah.
I'll take 4.
Aye.
Right? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're taking the spread at 10, I would probably take Denver, but,
I
to
probably
win the game
wouldn't.
is cheap.
It's in Kansas City. I'd even take the spread at 10. If it was in Denver, maybe not, but I think Kansas City's going to kill them.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Next game, division game. Always a tight one. Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers. They played early in the year. I forgot what the score was, but I remember it was a close game, maybe 13-10? Something like
tied.
that. Oh, that was the tie,
Yeah.
right? So it was closer than I even thought it was. You know what? Boom, they went to overtime in so many games this year. Who knows?
Well, yeah.
They almost tied like two or three different times. Mike, start this one.
Tough game. They both play each other like they hate each other. I think Cleveland squeaks this one out.
Wow.
No particular reason. Pittsburgh has a good team, but for whatever reason, I got a feeling it's Cleveland this week.
Anybody think Nick Chubb steps up this week?
Hope
He
so.
did
Got
last
him in
week.
2 of my fantasy leagues.
Zach, who you got?
I think Pittsburgh has a bad taste in their mouth after the tie. Now they got him at home. I think they're going to lay into him. I got Pittsburgh winning this one handily.
And Le'Veon, still no word.
Still no show.
Still no word. Boomer. Half a boomer. Ghost boomer.
Yeah. The ghost of Boomer.
Boomer.
I think Pittsburgh kills him. That's it.
Like
All
Boomer's
right.
body dead somewhere behind the house.
That's
I'm,
right.
I'm taking the Steelers in a tight game. I think, again, it's... I'd like to know what the over-under is, because I'd take under 30 at this
The
point. I think.
over-under, it's 49 and 52.
Under.
Wow.
Way, way, way under. Maybe I throw out another parlay.
Really?
there.
I got Ben Roethlisberger throwing it.
Yeah.
Slinging it. Everyone on the field. I picked up Vance McDonald this week in fantasy. Free agent. No one grabbed him. I was like, you know what? Give me him. I think he's going to get the ball. Juju, Antonio Brown.
Juju's been having a good season.
Love Juju, yeah.
I like the Steelers in like 17-10, something like that, within one score. Next game, Seattle Seahawks, Detroit Lions. Me and Boomer were actually talking about the Lions last night, talking about the addition of Damon Snacks Harrison. Great addition for a 5th-round pick on that defense, a defense that already was improved. The offense, they may have finally gotten a running game, finally gotten a running back. Kerryon Johnson looks pretty good. I didn't believe in him at first because it's still the Detroit Lions, and I just figured they would ruin it somehow. I got the Lions in this one. I'm also a Seattle Seahawks hater. I just don't see anything good about them. So I got the Lions in about a 10-point game. Call it 24-14, 27-20, somewhere around there. Boomer.
Seahawks.
All right.
That's it.
Zach.
This was a really hard game for me to pick. I think they're
Seahawks
extremely
win this
evenly
game.
matched.
Healthy Doug Baldwin. Russell Wilson can never count him out. He's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league, in my opinion. He has the will to win, and they will win. Go Seattle.
Yeah, I got Seattle too, even though I think it's going to be a really good game. I think Seattle's going to squeak it out. I think they need the win. I think Baldwin's going to go off.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Cincinnati Bengals, also at 1 o'clock in Cincinnati. Zach, start this one.
I'll start this one. I think the Bengals need a comeback win from last week. They're at home. I think Tyler Boyd's going to step up this week along with A.J. Green. Give me the Bengals.
Mike?
I'm going to have to stick with Florida football here, Tampa Bay. Cincinnati, I think, is on the downward spiral. I mean, it's just they started off well. I don't see them making the playoffs. It's Andy Dalton, for goodness sake. So they lose.
Mike, to ask a question based off what you just said, you don't see them making the playoffs. Does Marvin Lewis see another year as Cincinnati Bengals coach?
He's done. He's done. If
Think
they,
so?
if they don't win a playoff game,
When
he's done.
when did
he's
he
out
get a
of
new
it.
contract?
At the end of last year, did he get a new
He
contract?
got a new contract at the end of last year? I'm not
An
sure.
extension besides.
I think only like a 2-year extension. So I think maybe he's only on board for next year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. We have to check.
I'm taking the Bengals for the same reasons you said. I think they need the win. They are actually the better team. They do have a tendency to fall apart, Mike. I really think it would be also easy to pick against them as well. But I do think they're going to pull it out. The offenses looked pretty good early in the season. I think they come back to it and pull out the
Tampa
win.
scores points, man.
Yeah, eventually
Tampa can
Jameis
score.
will be Jameis, though. Eventually Jameis will be... Same thing I said about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Eventually they'll go back to being who they really are. They can have those couple games where they throw for a bunch of yards and some touchdowns. By the end of the season, their quarterback rating will be garbage, and they'll have a lot more interceptions than what the ratio is now. Boomer.
I'm watching this West Virginia Baylor game right now, and David Sills is just out here tearing up the Baylor defense. It's pretty amazing. He's going to have a stat line of like 290 receiving yards by the end of this game. But Tampa Bay's 2 middle linebackers are injured, out, 8 torn ACLs. It's fun. They have one of the worst run defenses in all the NFL. So for me, they lose. Bad. I think Bengals. I think they're a good team. In the NFL, you're never as bad as what your last game was, nor are you ever as good as your last game. They come back. They're a good team. They have tons of offensive talent. They win this game easily, I think.
And at the beginning of the year, what we would have thought would be one of the... I said it the other day. I used to like the game of the week, WEAK, that ESPN used to do. We would have thought this was a game of the week, but because the Bears have been just putting up crazy amounts of points, I don't know. In the beginning of the season, their offense was garbage and their defense was great. Now their defense looks like garbage and their offense looks awesome. 1 o'clock, Jets Bears in Chicago.
No.
Go ahead,
I'm
dude,
gonna be a realist here. I'm gonna be a realist. I do think we give them a really good game.
I think so, too.
I think it's a 31-28 game, but I think the Bears are gonna win this. Unfortunately, as much as I think we need it, we'll lose. Bears by 3.
Yeah, the way the Bears played the Dolphins and the way the Bears played the Patriots, and Mitchell Trubisky he's looked good. I mean, there's really nothing else you could say about it. The Jets obviously still have a really good defense. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be maybe a high-scoring game. Khalil Mack has disappeared the last 3 weeks. I don't know where he's been. But I think the Bears pull it out. Mike?
Gosh. The Bears are going to tear up. The defense are going to tear up the Jets, man.
They're in Soldier
like you
Field.
said, Back hasn't played, or he hasn't played well. Defense hasn't looked that good, giving up some points. But to me, honestly, not being a Dolphins fan, just the Jets' offense does not scare me at all. Their defense is definitely good, but I think the Bears roll in this one. Yeah, 2 scores.
They pick what week they want to play well, the Jets' offense. I think we're one of the most inconsistent teams in football. Like, one week we'll look insane, the next week we'll look absolutely atrocious.
I wouldn't say insane, but okay.
The game against Denver, we didn't look really good.
Against Denver?
The
4 of us could play against Denver and look really good.
I'm actually going opposite of you guys. I think Jets win this game. Everybody's giving Mitchell Trubisky credit for throwing off dump passes and his running backs and receivers. He has the highest yard after catch average.
Tom Brady made a living out of it.
For him. Huh?
Tom Brady made a living out of dump passes.
No,
he made a career
Trubisky's
out of it.
doing nothing but checkdowns to running backs. I'm talking like he hasn't done anything special. Their defense, what people figured out, as long as you throw the ball quick, Khalil Mack can't affect your game. They saw that by what the Patriots did to him, and so they're going to try and get Sam Darnold the ball out of his hands as quick as possible. The Bears defense gets probably 2-3 turnovers from Trubisky, and they'll end up winning towards the end of the game because Trubisky will turn it over and kick a late field goal to win. It'll be a low-scoring game, though.
So the Raiders fan just completely downplayed Khalil Mack. Is that what just happened?
Just saying, that's what's happened the last 2 games. I don't know why y'all coming at me. Shit.
I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't think you could just get away from it from dumping the ball off. I think it's definitely a way to slow him down a little bit, I guess, if he's rushing the quarterback and you wind up dumping it down to a running back. But I agree with you where you say, like, that's not going to get you anywhere. But fair enough.
The last 3 games, he has 1 tackle. Not even a sack. 1 tackle.
Really? I didn't know that.
Rookie quarterback, he's going to eat him up for lunch. Khalil Mack, 2 sacks. Forced fumble, 2. That's my...
I agree. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Don't get me wrong, but Trubisky's going to blow it for the Bears, and that's how the Jets win.
It's going to go high scoring.
All right. Again, 1 o'clock. The last 1 o'clock game. The Washington Redskins against the New York Giants, who are having a fire sale and just getting rid of everybody. Odell should be next, and with Eli, they should both go, but whatever. I'm actually going to take, and this is consistent to what I've been doing all year, I'm going to take the Giants in this game because I don't like the Redskins at all. I think Adrian Peterson looks pretty good. Case Keenum does not look good. I think they just fired their Case Keenum. I mean, Alex Smith doesn't really look that great in that offense. Their receivers are hurt. Jamison Crowder has been hurt all year. I don't really like them, and I think the Giants are going to pull it out. The Giants have something to play for right now, individually.
I was going to say the same thing. I thought the Giants would have a fire under their ass this week, but the fact that they're getting rid of a lot of people, and I think that it's just like a lot of their game is really mental right now. Everyone's just I just think everyone kind of stopped caring. I think the Redskins are going to win this game, even though I thought the Giants, but nah.
Boomer?
Redskins easily. You're crazy if you think the Redskins haven't looked good. They've had 2 bad games.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Other than that, they dismantled the Packers team. They're fine. Alex Smith is doing his normal thing. Giants are just awful. Their offensive line is terrible. Eli Manning should have retired 3 years ago. They should have never signed OBJ. They should have never drafted Barkley. So they're just stuck in a shithole for probably another 2 years.
All right, so I just have to pull up the Redskins schedule. Give me 1 second, Mike. But I had to pull up the Redskins schedule because you said that, they've only had 2 bad games. Boomer.
Like really bad games, yeah.
They beat the Cowboys by 3. The Cowboys stink. The Cowboys are not a good team.
You can't say that.
The Cowboys are not a good team.
How could they not?
The Cowboys are not a good team.
Undefeated at home.
The Cowboys are not a good team. They're not a good team.
Undefeated at home.
They're
You're
not
wrong.
They
bad.
lost-
I wouldn't say they're a bad
They
team,
lost
though. I think they're average.
They lost 21-9 to the Indianapolis Colts. Okay.
There's one bad game, and then they got one more bad game.
They
It's the
only
Saints.
beat the Jets by 2 points. They
Jesus,
lost to the
they
Broncos.
got
preseason,
man,
you're
you
looking
win
at
every
Oh, that's
game.
preseason. I'm sorry, that's
They're looking
preseason.
at
The Chiefs
preseason.
are spoiling everybody.
All right.
Let's go
Mike,
back.
go ahead.
I think Washington wins. It's going to be a close game, but I will say OBJ's finally drinking his water, so he may actually have a really, really good
Yeah,
game.
what kind of professional?
If he isn't the dumbest mother,
Who comes out and says that? And even if you don't like it, you keep that on the down low. You don't come out and be like, I don't like water.
You know that slushy feeling you get in your stomach? What are you talking
Never got
about?
that. I've been drinking water for 20 years, 20-something years.
What is he talking about? I don't know. How this guy, nobody ever told him to drink water before. I just don't even understand. First 4 o'clock game. Speaking of the Indianapolis Colts against Boomers Raiders. You could start that one.
Oh, Raiders are just going to get dismantled. They got the most drama-filled stuff going on, whether it's just reporters making up stories or if they are true, but there's numerous people now coming out saying that it isn't true. But either way, trading off their players, so everybody in that locker room is on edge, not knowing what's going on. John Gruden today said, I'm never going to say never on trading somebody, but it's not likely we trade Derek Carr. So more than likely that means he wants to trade Derek Carr. So everybody there doesn't know what the hell's going on. I think the Colts are a better team than what their record states. They've been in a lot of games. They're better than the Raiders right now. I think Andrew Luck throws through a ton of yards on them and wins the game.
Well, do me a favor and let John Gruden know that if he, quote, doesn't want to trade David Carr, then in Miami we, quote, don't want him, okay?
Well, David Carr's in the
Giants
NFL
might.
Network.
Derek Carr. Fucking every time. God damn it, every time. Go, Zach.
Thank you, David.
I gotta agree with Boomer. I think the Colts are a better team than what their record says. I think the Colts are gonna win by a lot. I think the Colts destroy them.
Mike?
Healthy T.Y. Mac is playing like everybody thought he was supposed to. Luck is a throwing machine. And like Boomer said, Oakland is a complete downward spiral. John Gruden is going to trade away everybody and have about 12 picks in next year's draft to make his own quote-unquote team.
Yep.
For
And
2020.
right, Boomer, I was just about to go back there to the conversation that me and you had on the show last night. Brock Osweiler to Jakeem Grant. Damn. For 3 yards. More of that side-to-side bullshit that I hate.
Are we going to do 3-yard pass play stats?
Keeping that passer rating up, baby.
There you go. Still better than Brady. But Boomer, to go back to what we were talking about last night, we were saying that we both agree that John Gruden is building a team for year 1 of Vegas, and I think that's where we're going. And I think Oakland loses and Indy wins by a decent amount, 10 or more. Yeah, the Raiders, unless they have a fire in their ass, the same way you said about the Giants, Zach, I don't think they win this game. Colts win. Next game, San Francisco 49ers, Arizona Cardinals. I guess this would be the game of the
I'm gonna be
week.
the first one to say it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
The battle of the lower bottom 5 pick for next
Battle of
year's
the number
draft.
right. The battle of the number 1.
I care.
Let's go Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'll take the Cardinals strictly based off the fact that their defense has played pretty good the past few weeks.
I think this whole Patrick Peterson thing is gonna put a fire under the defense's ass. Give me the Cardinals.
So is the theme fire under the ass? Is that the theme?
Yeah,
for the
yes.
show?
Let's label the show. Week 8 picks.
So
Fire under the
tonight, Zach is
asses.
a
Yeah.
legs and fire ass kind
Week
of guy.
8, the
So
title
we
will
know
be
where his mind's at.
Week 8, who has a fire under their ass is the title.
Come on, Drake.
They are playing Drake.
49ers.
Start him like he's not in the first team.
They split basically. They
Baller.
go. Oh, sorry. He's really upset that Kenyon Drake didn't start for the first play of the game.
First 3 plays. What's going on? Get him in there.
Gore's a horse, man.
Boy, you guys need help over there.
I need fantasy help. Is right.
Brock Osweiler down the middle to Oh my God, Devontae Parker's playing.
He's alive.
He's
Good.
alive.
Mike,
I like the Niners. Iowa Hawkeye
Yeah,
West.
Niners.
They're going to win easily. They're a better team.
Mike?
Even with CJ Beathard back there.
I agree.
Niners.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I was gonna say hopefully Devontae Parker puts up like 115 and 2 touchdowns and puts up good enough numbers to be traded.
To shut you up.
I need Jaceki to give me some points. I got him as my captain in my DraftKings lineup as a sneaky play, so I'm hoping for a touchdown.
He's been real quiet this year. Real quiet.
It's him and O'Leary today.
Thursday night
he'll
would
get
be
his.
Thursday night would definitely be a time to break out with the shortened playbook and everything. I think that wouldn't be bad. Next game, 4:25, Green Bay Packers against the best team in the NFL, I almost said St. Louis, Los Angeles Rams. I think there's crazy
Is that your
things.
cat having sex or
No,
what?
I don't know what just happened.
Mike. I don't know who that
Mike,
is.
did that go? Mike, was that your son?
Could have been my kid, but
Okay.
I barely heard it, so I don't know how you guys heard it. That's weird.
Did you see me look around? I
He
was
just got
like,
held and then got a sack on top of the hold. That was crazy.
We know what's on your mind.
Now you're some crying babies, that's for sure.
Anyway, Green Bay Packers against the Rams. I think it's going to be close just because Aaron Rodgers is going to keep them in a fight, but Rams will pull it out. They're not going to be able to stop Todd Gurley. Mike?
Yeah, no question, Rams.
Zach?
Easy one.
It's a 10-point spread. I picked the Packers on my sheet not only to cover that 10-point spread, but to win the game outright. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man.
In Los
He's
Angeles?
going to come out in Los Angeles. He's going to come out to play. They give them their first loss. The Green Bay Packers make a statement this week that they're making a run for the playoffs and that they're serious and that they're for real this year. Give me the Packers this week. Win it outright.
The Packers are the most unreal team this year. They're absolute garbage. They are the Cleveland Browns of last year, but you add Aaron Rodgers to the team, who only has one leg, is one of the most overrated quarterbacks that there ever has been.
What did you just say? Oh,
God.
You lost me at overrated. I was
He
riding
is.
with you, buddy.
Nope, overrated.
I can't believe.
Crazy.
He throws the best spiral in the NFL, man.
I don't give a shit. He only been to
don't know.
one Super Bowl.
He might be better out of the pocket.
I'm not disagreeing that he is good. I'm saying that he's overrated in the state that people are saying he's the greatest of all time. That's why I think he's overrated.
You want
I'm
to
not
talk about-
disagreeing that he's good.
All right,
There's
fine.
so many people that say he's the greatest quarterback of all time. That's where I say he's overrated. Same thing I said about Kobe Bryant in his prime. Completely overrated because everybody's trying to compare him to Jordan. He was nowhere in Jordan's league. Not saying-
Nowhere.
Oh, my
Nowhere in
God.
Jordan's league. He's the only one in Jordan's
No,
He's
league.
the man.
LeBron is. LeBron.
Well, LeBron plays a different game. LeBron plays a
Oh,
different game.
my God.
Oh, man.
Yeah, go for it. They should go for it. Yeah. Who's let me ask you,
Boomer
Boomer,
baby
as a
sick.
Raiders fan, let me ask you an honest question. Who's because I think these two are 1 and 2 for most overrated
knew that
quarterbacks in
was
the
gonna
league. Who's more overrated quarterback, Derek Carr or Dak Prescott?
I don't think either one of them are rated high right now.
I think they're both
But
very
I know you
overrated
can overrate them.
quarterbacks.
But Derek Carr still has 71.5% completion percentage and averages about 300 yards a game. But he has a ton of picks. Dak Prescott had a great rookie year. I said from the beginning they should have started Tony Romo as soon as healthy. I think they had a chance to win the Super Bowl with that. They didn't. They're stuck with what
Saying
they're
it the whole
guys.
time. Romo guys.
Romo's in the
Romo
booth for
guys.
this guy. I say
Yeah,
Dak's
love
more
Romo.
overrated. I do say I hate Dak Prescott. I don't like him. I say Tony Romo's in the booth for this guy. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Makes sense.
All right, we only have a few minutes left, and we only have 2 games left. So, Sunday night,
NFC
New Orleans Saints, Minnesota Vikings.
playoff rematch.
I like the Saints. I've been saying it all year. I like the Saints.
Saints are my Super Bowl champ to go to the Super Bowl.
I like you at the beginning of
I
the
think
year.
they're gonna go. Just give me the Saints.
Boy, you tried hard to get that out. It's okay.
3 words. 3 words. You like that. Kirk
Really?
Cousins, baby. Minnesota.
Boomer.
I'm with Minnesota as well. There's no redemption in this game because it's at Minnesota. Me and Ron had this talk yesterday. I get it's supposed to be a redemption game. If it was New Orleans and they lost New Orleans on a play like that last year, I would be all over the Saints to kick the absolute living shit out of the Vikings. But it's in Minnesota. They win.
All right, Monday night. This is another one. New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills. It's in Buffalo. Not that really matters. We see another typical, and Mike, we're used to this. Another typical primetime New England Patriots divisional blowout.
What's up with the crap Monday night games? You had last week, you have this week, and now you have next week you have the 49ers playing the Giants.
What's with the crap?
The crap Monday Night Football games have been happening for years now.
But what about just
flex
the
them.
Announcers on Monday Night Football are horrible now. Like
Jason Witten's
I
getting
see it.
trashed.
It's not even fun to watch.
Jason Witten's getting
See,
trashed.
I'm not joking. When I watch games, I literally cannot hear an announcer. I'm not joking. Like, I'm so into the game. Like, when people say that, I'm like, shit, I didn't even notice. Don't notice. I didn't notice when Gruden was in there. I didn't notice
Boomer only
when
watches
Jason...
coach's tape. Mike, who you got?
It's ridiculous that they would even think to put Buffalo on a Monday night game. I mean, the Patriots, Tom Brady will probably sit the fourth quarter. I mean, they're going to win by a huge amount.
I'm more interested in the spread. Because we don't know who the Patriots are going to win.
What is it, 13?
13 and a half.
13 and a half.
Boomer, who you got?
So the reason Monday Night Football is so bad is, I'm going to explain that first. For the past, 5 years
Hurry
now.
up, we're running out of time.
Well, no time can wait on what I have to say. All right. So 5 years ago, ESPN was when it was at its peak. It was really big, and they tried having an argument with the NFL about how big they were. The NFL said, "Well, you think you're going to be bigger than us? We'll stick to you." And ever since then, they give them the shittiest game slates for Monday Night Football because ESPN thought they can overpower the NFL. Anyways, Patriots win in a landslide. I don't know if Nathan No Peterman is going to play or if it's going to be 70-year-old Derek Anderson who
Josh Allen's not playing at all?
got him off the bench. Yeah, I don't think Josh Allen's playing, is he?
I don't know. I don't think
so. I don't think so.
I don't think so. So easy win.
Yeah, Pat's by 100.
They can put me out there at QB.
My bold prediction, the defense scores more points for the Patriots than their offense.
Wow.
That's possible.
I have the Patriots defense in a fantasy league. I would not mind that.
All right, so those are the Week 8 picks. We'll see how we do. Some of us hit on some money last week. Let's go, Dolphins. Doesn't look too great right now.
Oh,
Almost got a
He just
sack.
messed up on
It never does, Ron.
And we'll see you next week for the 5th episode of the We the Fans podcast. We'll do our picks next week also. See you next week. Go Dolphins.
Go Jets.
Go Sox.
I'm cutting that off.
Yeah, definitely.
And see you next week.
What's up, guys?
What's going on? Sorry about your Braves, Mike.
Hold on. What's that?
I said I'm sorry about your Braves.
Oh, wow. You mean the team that won the same amount of playoff games as the
I didn't say anything.
$1 billion payroll Yankees?
I was saying it like I'm actually sorry. I was actually rooting for them over the Dodgers.
I appreciate that. Thank
I'm
you
sorry
for your
about the Yankees
sincerity.
too. Now you got me upset thinking about the Yankees.
Oh, please. Yesterday I'm
Go
talking...
Sox, baby.
Stop.
Sorry.
Yesterday on the
I
show...
just feel sorry for you guys that you even waste your time watching that sport.
Yesterday I'm on the show talking about the Dolphins and how miserable I am, and then Boomer doesn't even answer me, just starts talking about the Red Sox and Yankees.
Did you see the Red Sox were chanting, the fans were chanting?
Yankees suck.
Yankees
Yeah,
suck.
no,
Yeah,
that
but
was
we're always on
awesome,
their
yeah.
mind.
Yeah, because they can't stop thinking
We're
about
our
us.
big brother. We're their big brother.
Cousin. Mets are our little brothers.
Mets are our little
Yeah.
brothers.